Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals on the Brain, episode 83, presented by First Star Logistics. Episode 83 for Tyler Boyd. Hats off to Tyler Boyd. We did a farewell episode on him. I think it was like week 17. So if you want to go back for that, you could probably type in Tyler Boyd in First Star and it'll come up. But I signed with Tennessee Titans, so great time there. The other big news of the week is Joe Burrow throwing to rookies. Rookies for the first time. Joe Burrow looks bigger and stronger. He says he is. Maybe an effort to withstand the punishment of a long NFL season. That'd be very nice if we can do that. But the rookies, Amarius Mims is out there, Chris Jenkins, Jermaine Burton. Someone we're going to watch today. We still have some rookies to go. The two tight ends we already did. They didn't practice. They weren't they're still recovering. And Eric Alls was optimistic that he'll be ready and avoid the pup list. But the guy I'm really excited for, my favorite pick of this entire draft, was the 7th rounder, the center out of Miami from UCF, Matt Lee. And I absolutely love Matt Lee's film in the few games I have to watch. I've got a game here against Florida State that I think you'll really enjoy. We'll cut the film on that and explain why he was my favorite pick. But I think this is the game to represent. And this isn't like his best graded game from PFF or anything like that. I just think, against Braden Fisk, against a defensive end, a linebacker that was drafted from Florida State. Florida State had a lot of talent on that defensive line. This is the game, in my opinion, to watch and have a good idea of what his strengths and weaknesses are and why I think he's a future starter in the 7th round, which if you can get that, that would be awesome. Let's dive in. Matt Lee versus Florida State. Okay, we've got Miami versus Florida State. You're going to see the arrow pointing to Tatum Bethune. One of the tricks you get when you get the cut-ups of the film or you subscribe to it, when you don't have a film of Matt Lee, who we are focusing on, Matt Lee, the center, don't forget that, sometimes you don't get the cut-up. You have to watch either Braden Fisk or the linebacker. Well, Braden Fisk played about 50 snaps, and Bethune played about 65, which is the total number of snaps that Miami had. So we're going to actually focus on Matt Lee, even though this is titled Tatum Bethune. I think I'm saying that name correctly. Film, which doesn't matter for us. We're going to focus on the linebacker, or we're going to focus on the center. See, I almost did it myself. So just want to be clear on that. Keep your eyes on the center. It is Matt Lee versus Florida State. So we're starting it off. We are deep in our own territory from the two, and we've got pass protection. Nothing much going on here, but we got a deep crossing route into double coverage. But hey, we're pass protecting in the end zone. Let's watch Matt Lee and his eyes as he scans back and forth, waiting for number 4 to come. Number 4 never comes, but you can see here as he's passes off, he helps out with Braden Fisk, then he passes off, and he's watching number 4 the whole way here. Is he going to blitz? Is it a delayed blitz? What's happening? Do I need to pick him up? Which he never actually does, but you can see the awareness and the processing going through Matt Lee's mind there. Matt Lee, a guy who I don't think allowed a sack in the last 2 years. UCF for 4 years, Miami for 1 year. So pass protection-wise, he is clean as it gets. So what is he as a run blocker? What is he as power? We know of him as he's not too big, but he's an athlete. So that I think people tend to think that means you're a finesse zone space blocker, which he is good at that stuff. But man, he's really physical and strong and can anchor as well. We'll start from this run. Look how quickly he's out of his stance after the snap. And this is something you're going to see very often with him. He is out quickly. This is like veteran move to make contact with the defensive tackle before the guard even does. The guard's not even out of his stance, and Matt Lee is making contact with 44, and now he's got to pay attention anytime we're dual blocking or double blocking, right? And there's Matt Lee right here with his guard. You have to pay attention to the linebacker that's going to creep up and either overrun the gap, or shoot the gap that's right in front of him. And one of you two, you or your guard, are going to have to pull off of him and go pick him up, right? And eliminate the linebacker. That's how it starts off as a double block, but you have to be ready and get eyes on that linebacker to make a block on him. And you can see Matt Lee's helmet is already starting to tilt towards that linebacker. So he's got to come off, grab that linebacker, which he does. The guard seals off now. The tackle seals off, and we've got a running lane for the running back. Now, it doesn't go for that many yardage, but we've made contact from the center to the linebacker. One of the hardest things to do there, get out of your stance quickly, make contact with the D tackle, pass him off to your guard, climb and make contact with the linebacker. Matt Lee does all of those on that play. And that's what we're looking for. So again, here, we're in pass protection. We're watching Matt Lee's eyes, watching his processing, watching the depth he gains here. As first thing he's doing, right? He goes to his right. Now he's coming back to the left. Following Braden Fisk, who was a second round pick. Gets a hand on the guard. All right, he's letting the guard know, hey, we might have a stunt or a twist here. Pick him up. And then his eyes quickly come up and go to the linebacker and go to the stunt on the other side. He might have like a kind of a cross dog blitz. Can he help out on 11? He does. Can he get in front of 15 now and walk 15 outside to create a throwing lane for the quarterback, right? Because we ended up pushing this guy this way, this guy, this guy. Well, we got a big window for your quarterback to throw. This is what you're looking for. Good job by the center to process all that, digest it all very quickly, and get hands on the right guy. And that was third down. You're in your own territory. So tough situation, as that's when defenses are normally sending their worst at you. Or their best, however you want to look at that. Matt Lee here again. We're doubling, right? Watch him get out of his stance. And I believe he's coming for the 3 tech. That's all the way out here. This D tackle, that's all the way out here. Matt Lee's going to go and get a block on him as the play goes the other direction. So let's watch Matt Lee from center. Look how quickly he's out of his stance again. This is something you're going to notice very, very often with him. This is like Jason Kelsey. Bang. Like, guys are barely lifting their hand up, and he's a full step into where he's going. The defense hasn't flinched. The defense is still in their stance, and Matt Lee is firing out of there. Now he's getting hands on 44. Look at this. Good leverage, good posture, good positioning. Now walk 44 back. Walk him back. Walk him back as your run's going off to the right or to the left on the other side. So, again, he's impressive snap quickness. These are things that you usually see in guys that have started for a long time. And if you can get the rest of the line to be in conjunction with your snap quickness, that's how the entire offensive line improves and gets in gels really quickly. So you see Matt Lee again, get out of your stance, Matt. You and the guard help on 44. You got a little hands to your face here. You got to fight through that while keeping eyes and attention on 15, the linebacker that comes up. So can you get a hand on him? Can you keep him from getting to the backfield, disabling that play? And he does just enough to get 15 off balance and to the ground. It just so happens that the running back trips over him. But look how far they block 44. So if you watch from the side angle here, they're going to watch he and the guard on 44. 44 is getting driven back, man. What, 6, 7, 8 yards eventually? You'd like better hands on 15, but they do enough to knock him off balance. Sometimes you just drive that defensive tackle into that linebacker and don't give him the angle to scrape across the top. So this time he's got to actually get to 15 and block 15, okay? So he's got more Braden Fisk over top of him this time, but we're going to keep our eyes on 15. You can see right there, the snap's about to happen, right? And 15's already leaning forward to come blitz from the linebacker spot. He does just enough of a hesitate here on 55, basically trap block him, and then go climb and get 15, keep 15 out that way. The running back kind of blew that one, in my opinion. I thought he could have cut that straight up or gone all the way to the outside, followed his block to the outside. But yeah, he messed that up. Even number 70 over here, look at him. He's telling him, go outside. We had it. All right, Matt Lee, 55. We got a blitz right up the middle and a quarterback sack. Is this on the center? So as you see how many guys they're sending, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many blockers do we have? We know we have the 5 offensive linemen, a tight end, and a running back. So everyone's got somebody. But what happens here is the tight end goes out. So that means the number 5 covers him. We only end up with 6 on 6. For 2 guys to end up on Fisk here, this guard should have picked up number 4. They've got 4 on the side. We've got 4 blockers on the side. If you just normally cut it down the middle, you can figure this out. 4 blockers, 4 defenders on our left side. So Matt Lee's got his guy. The guard never sees 4 coming across. So you got 2 guys blocking 1 there, both double blocking Fisk. That does not go against Matt Lee, and I would agree with that. It didn't. I mean, in the PFF charting, we can see because he didn't give up a sack. But in our opinion, I would agree with that as well. All right, Matt Lee here's got to climb up. We got a similar situation where we get a lot of power gap blocking here. A lot of power blocking. Getting to that linebacker is not easy, guys. The Bengals have struggled to get to the second level and get these linebackers. So to see Matt Lee get out of there, get a shoulder into Braden Fisk, move him over enough, right? You saw him launch him over basically, get underneath him, who's Fisk isn't a tall dude, and let 70 get inside, and then you climb up and hit that linebacker. We just really need to make contact with that linebacker. You would think offensive lineman on linebacker, you should be able to destroy him, knock him into the dirt. That doesn't happen that often. You're really just trying to seal him off, wall him off, get to that guy accurately. Don't overrun him. Don't underrun him. Don't give him a cutback, and get to him. Get hands on the linebacker. Get to your target. Again, out of your snap very quickly, leans really hard into this D tackle to get him out of there. Really wash him out of there. Allow the running back to cut back on against the grain there and follow his lead blocker. They had a tight end coming across. So what do we got so far? Out of the first quarter, now that we're flipped to the other side, got good snap quickness, good heady pass protection, I would say, on pickups, the ones he's had to get to. Again, he's out of his snap, stance so quickly off the snap. Watch him here as he gets to 44 before everyone's bang. He's on 44 there. Walk him back. 55 and 73. You got a chance to blow him back into number 15. And they do. 73 grabs 15. Now watch Matt Lee finish here. All right. And someone said, hey, can you make your cursor bigger? I'll try and draw people more often. I know sometimes I'm speaking as if you know who I'm talking about. I've watched this film plenty of times before. So to me, it's familiar. So I struggle with that at times. But I'll try to highlight here. So 55. Keep an eye on him because he's going to keep driving this defensive tackle, even though the defensive tackle is like done now. The play's over. They're away, but his hands are still inside. He's still going, and he dumps that guy to the ground, and he likes it. So now we see a little nastiness out of Matt Lee. We've seen some athleticism. We've seen some play strength, some awareness, some intelligence. You get a little nasty out of him there. Not much going on for him in pass pro here. He's just going to gain depth, make sure he's helping both guys. Make sure there's no stunt or twist coming across. You'll see it right here as he gets to this point. Okay, eyes up, looking. Is the guy to the right coming? No. Is 10 coming at linebacker? No. Do we have a stunt to our left? Let's slide that way. Don't go too far. Stay in front. And he does. Allows this pass to get off, the slant to get off to the wide receiver. Sometimes as a center, you don't have to block somebody. You're there for support and assist and picking up any late blitzers. But sometimes you do have to block a second-round pick, and you're a seventh-round pick. So he's going to have to pick up Braden Fisk here. 55 versus 55. As 70 passes him off, Lee gets underneath him and drives him to the ground. Let's watch it a little bit slower this time as he gets on. You're going to see the power. See how he drops his butt, plants his legs into the ground. He's got one nice, strong left punch there as he's going to try and regather his right arm. And he does. Now where is he? Both hands back locked inside, re-anchored his feet right in front of the quarterback. He doesn't have much more ground to give. Gotta drop your weight, drop your hips, drop that butt, and now the quarterback takes off. So now there's two things that can happen here. And we talk to kids about this all the time, and I assume NFL players do this or NFL coaches do this as well. If the quarterback's running away, say it could be a running back, it can be anything, and you're going to follow as the defender, we know he's going to follow, your instinct is to hold because you don't know that the quarterback or the running back is going that way. Instinct is to hold. I like what Matt Lee does a lot in his film. He doesn't hold them. He pushes or shoves these guys to the ground. And some may say, well, that looks like a hold, Joe. But clearly the refs are watching this. We got ref here. We got a ref here. I don't think it is. I think he does a good job of driving that guy. And we'll see better examples. But let me just plant that seed for that one until we see some other ones coming down the line here. Where Matt Lee drives these guys rather than instantly grab onto them. Like this play right here. So we're setting this up. You get into another situation where you could easily hold on this. So Matt Lee right at the center. Look at him out of his stance. Look at him. He's already driving. Florida State hasn't flinched yet. And Matt Lee is not only up and the ball's out, he's leaning in. He's about to go blow up. He's throwing the shoulder into this defensive tackle. No doubt about it. Look at this. Look how much ground he covered there. That D tackle is just now standing up out of his stance, and wham, you get a shoulder and a head right into you from the center coming full speed. Now we've got to climb. You've done your job. You've knocked this defensive tackle from this spot over to this spot now. Now you go up and get this linebacker 15 to allow your running back to cut behind you. Very important now. If you can do this like this, displace a defender, climb up and get hands on a linebacker. So now you got the linebacker to suck in. Now he's going outside. Now you can either grab and hold, or you can drive and run with him and push him eventually. And that's what we get there. You just got to make contact, knock him off balance. The running back's faster than the linebacker anyways, right? So just make contact with him. Get a shove on him. Anything to cause him to get off balance just a little bit. Watch him full speed. Just enough. Just enough. You're not going to get a call for holding there. You're allowed to make contact. Football is a contact sport. Get a hand on him, shove him. Knock that guy off balance just a little bit. Again, little things like that I see very noticeable for Matt Lee on film, where he doesn't get called for these penalties because he's just enough. He's just walking that line. Again, we've got IQ for pass pro, right? So here's the snap. One hand on your 73 for help there. Do you need help? No. Eyes up at 4. Is 4 coming? No. Let me check back. Any stunt on the left? No. Let me check again. No. Get a hand now on your for 70 to help him out. Watch 4 again. Is 4 coming? Nope. I mean, like, he's doing a lot there. Bam, 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 bam. His head is moving. His eyes are probably darting back and forth, lightning fast. That's what you want to see. So we got a big run here, and we got Matt Lee versus 44 at defensive tackle. Getting out of his stance once again very quickly. And even 44 is flinching here too, so he's actually with it this time. And watch Lee here as 44 tries to cross his face. Get in front of him, get underneath him. Right, so what do we see here? Do you know what I'm saying? So this guy, this D tackle was here. He's over here. He tried to cross his face, so Lee got underneath him, driving him upwards and away. He's got all the leverage. He's got all the control now. Get him out of there. And now look where that D tackle is. He was here, right? That D tackle was here. Now where is he? He's here. Like, he jumped across Matt Lee's face and then got thrown another gap over or two. Go ahead and hit it, running back. Gone. I mean, if you are displacing defenders, you are a power blocker. You're telling me this guy is a very good athlete? Not an elite athlete. He had a good RES, but a good athlete, also powerful, also smart, also technique-wise, very crafty, very quick out of his stance. Here he is fighting with this linebacker, okay? Out of his stance real quick. Bang. Knock that guy over to 70. Now come back and get 15. Great job. You've done it. You've made contact. I don't need you. Like, he's getting bent back a little bit here. Very typical for meeting up with these linebackers that are going full speed with you. But just get hands on them. Make it tough for that linebacker. That linebacker is fighting for his life right now. He is mad. He is mad at Matt Lee because he's not used to guys getting hands on him. That's not what happens typically. It's a struggle for most centers to get out there and climb up. Again, help block, come over, get 15 out of there. And the rest of the line couldn't do their jobs. But again, just focusing on the player, isolating the player from the rest of his teammates. I think we're seeing the same thing so far. I really like how much depth he gets here. Nice throw, nice touchdown. Again, to get out of your stance, right? The quarterback doesn't even have the ball in his hand yet. His hips are as back as far as the guards are right now. And then instantly, look how far back he is. Now, some coaches don't want you to get that much depth, right? But if you don't have somebody directly above you, why not? That's how you prevent some stunts and twists and delayed blitz from happening, which is what Florida State was doing a lot last year, was those delayed and cross dog blitzes. And he's ready for it. You can tell that's what they're doing. Oh, we got Matt Lee releasing to the second level. Man. All right, let's watch here. So we got a wide receiver screen. He's going to swim, let that guy go, and go and attack. He's going to go. It looks like he's going to get a boundary defender. Yeah, he's going out there. Look, he's moving, man. Set your sights on that guard there and go get him. Or that corner there, sorry. That corner almost intercepts that ball because the play doesn't work. It happens. Like evaluation points for him. If you're just saying, all right, how do I isolate a player? Movement skills, technique, quickness. Can he locate his target? Does he know who his target is, or is he searching for him? No, he knows who he is. He knows where he's going. This could have worked. I have seen other games where Matt Lee lands that. Again, absolutely mauling. First of all, speed out of his stance. So intelligence and technique to get out of your stance. Power. Again, so all right, he's the first guy off. Florida State's barely flinched. The edge guys have. The defense tackles have not. Bang. He's making contact with the defensive tackle before the guard is. He's underneath him and now drive him back. Like I said, there's two things you can do here, right? The linebacker behind, he can come fill this hole or this hole and make it hard on the running back. Or you blow that defensive tackle right into the lap of that linebacker and make him take the wrong hole. And if once your guard pulls off and gets that linebacker, you better be able to hold your own on that defensive tackle. And Matt Lee does. We got a big gain right up the middle. Got some chaos going on in the backfield here. Lee's job again. They're putting Fisk a little bit closer to him now. Maybe try and focus Fisk on him. You see Fisk immediately it vacates that position and goes outside. So Lee, as he was going that way, just only ends up getting a hand on him and then absolutely fires into the ribs of the other defensive tackle. So it's like, all right, I don't get anyone. Look at his posture and lean in here. He is going for the kill shot and then still gets his hands on the linebacker and tosses the linebacker off the ground, right? He lifts him up on contact. Like, guys, I don't know. I don't want to get too excited over a 7th round pick, but to me, I had him as more of a 4th rounder, 3rd rounder in that range. And for me, I was more impressed with his run blocking the further I watched. I thought athlete, barely 300 pounds. He was 286, I want to say, at the Shrine Bowl, East West Shrine game. Clearly, power is not an issue for him. Like, you even see this. He ends up in the backfield. Watch him in the backfield here, going against Braden Fisk. Okay. But technically on this, watch his anchor. Fisk is going to try and just come over, go straight up bull rush right through his chest. Matt Lee gets underneath here. He's underneath. See how he pops back his feet and then anchors and drops his weight. This is how you combat a bull rush a lot of times. So now he's in there, right? He's in there and he's leaned forward. His knees are bent. He's solid forward lean. He's getting driven back again. His only recourse. So if you try to stand that up and hold that, you're going to fall back right on your butt, right on your back. He's going to try and hop step again, drop his hips, bend his knees, and plant his feet into the ground. You see what I'm saying there? That is some serious anchor and absorbing contact. And still, they're going at it there. Watch it in full speed. 55 at center. Bang, bang, reset. Stay with him. Don't get off him. Do not disengage. That is actually a very good block from a guy that got on top of him, got underneath him, and was driving him backwards. He found a way to recover multiple times there. All right, we got chaos in the backfield. Sometimes hard to isolate our player and focus on our player, but let's watch Matt Lee again get out of the stance, go and drive. Look at that kill shot, rib shot on 44. Drive him out of there. 44 is out of the club. 44 is gone. You'll see a lot of times, like when we're evaluation, or you'll see highlights, and this guy will get all the credit. This guy will get all the credit for absolutely crushing 44. But you saw it, right? I mean, watch Matt Lee again. Get underneath 44 first. Bang. It's easy for 73 then. Your center's already blown him backwards and got him off balance. And Matt Lee still got hands on 4 at linebacker. Shocker. I mean, this guy makes his guards that much better. It's got to be 3rd quarter now. Looks like we got an angle change here, light change. We got a big run up the middle again, off Matt Lee's back. I mean, this is a guy, guys, he didn't give up a sack in 2 years. It should be pass pro. We're watching him absolutely put on a clinic and run blocking. Again, get out of your stance quick. Bang. Get on that defensive tackle. Pass him off to 73. Drive him back. 73. Drive him to 73. Oh, yeah. Let's watch it full speed without the cuts in there. right at center. Watch him get to that. Drive him right into that linebacker. Make that linebacker choose. And you're really giving him no choice but to take the outside gap because you've driven that defensive tackle into the linebacker's lap. All right, we had the same situation before, right? Braden Fisk was in front of him. And then Fisk is going to go outside of 70. So Lee, hands on Fisk, come back and go for a kill shot on this defensive tackle. Play's blown up. Their Mike Hilton blows it up from the outside. It is what it is. Just trying to focus on our guy. Lee one-on-one with 44 again. Again, chaos in the backfield. So we're just watching our guy hold his leverage, get out there because we're going to pull the guard here. So a lot of times we've got to get to our guy so we can pull this guard out and block this way. So he's got to get out there. And it's not just, passing him off to the guard. It's you want to take this 44 one-on-one so 73 can get out there. So you got to get out of your stance fast, strike with good targeting, which is low power, drive, push. He looks like he's hitting the sled right there, right? The blocking sled, hand fighting, keeping his positioning, and the rest of the play goes foobar, but it is what it is. All right, 3rd down and 14. Florida State got something for us. Oh, we got a screen, and we're getting Matt Lee out there again. Let's see how he does getting out in front. He's got to release, and he's got to get to this linebacker. It's almost swim moving, right? We see defensive linemen swim moving all the time, but he's going to hand here, rip with this one, go out and try and get to the 4. And he gets out in front of him. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Still shy here. From the rest of the play, chaos happens. But can our guy execute what we're asking him to do? And this is Matt Lee here. What we need him to do is get to this side of the linebacker so we can wall him off and hopefully create a wall here. And this guy breaks us here, and we got a seal here and a seal here, and bam. That's my John Madden for the day. And Matt Lee does his job. And everything else doesn't work. So good job by 11. He's got his hands up. He did a good job. Again, we're not looking at that arrow. We are watching the center. And again, you probably should have handed this ball off to 2 because watch Matt Lee take on 55 there at center. We are firing the defensive tackle now. We got a whole slant for this Florida State defensive line. What I mean is right at the snap, he's going this way. He's going this way. He's going this way. He's going this way. And it just kills your blocking sometimes if you're not prepared for it. Florida State at this point is starting to make their adjustments. So they're going right into the chest of Matt Lee with the defensive tackle on that side. Lee absorbs it. You saw his pads and everything vibrate. Absorbs it and holds into it. And now he's going to drive 44. Drive him. I mean, you could have handed the ball off there, whatever the read was for the quarterback. But if you were going that way, maybe the linebacker would have got him, actually. It would have got number 2. He was reading it. The only reason he overran that gap is because quarterback kept it. So I take that back. All right, let's watch Matt Lee again. We're driving linebackers out of here. Number 4. Dalvin Cook wore 4, right? For Florida State. Anyway, Matt Lee at 55. Drive him out of there. Give him the 70. And now once 4 chooses, right? Like I said, we're driving 70 out of there. Let me get a better color since they were orange. We're driving them out of there. And once 4 chooses, because 4 can go this way or this way. And clearly we know which way 4 chose, right? He's going this way unless he wants to toy with everyone and overrun gaps. So Matt Lee's now got to give that defensive tackle 270, and he's got to go get number 4 now. Bang. Like, look how quick that was. Not only is now the head of this guy on this side, so if we were split this lineman down the middle, he's on this side. So Matt, you did your job. You got him to that side. So now we can hopefully squeeze through this tight lane. It's going to be a tight lane, and we're going to try and drive that guy out of there. But sometimes the holes are small, and the running back's got to do what they got to do. And it's not Matt Lee's guy. It ended up being the defensive tackle getting back over across 70 and making this play. And Matt Lee's still walking that line. They see that linebacker's on his 2 feet still. He did his job. So again, we got a similar situation. You got Braden Fisk, and you got to climb up and get number 4. This time it's Fisk that's in front of you. And he's going to try and drive and make this tough. They are really attacking Matt Lee right now and trying to disrupt their blocking scheme up front. So Lee's going to absorb this because he's losing the leverage battle, right? Fisk is underneath him. Give him now to 70. Do your best to drive him out of there, give him the 70. And look at Fisk. I'm going to show you right now. This is Fisk's helmet here. Did Matt Lee do his job or not? Now go get number 4. So again, we're seeing the power out of that. Now go get 4. And it's not his fault that the guys on the backside lost, that they couldn't contain and hold their blocks and sustain their blocks for long enough. Lee got to the linebacker again. And 4, he's kicking his butt there. 4 is mad about it. Look at him. He's celebrating because his defense made the play. I mean, I get it. I play defense. You do your role. You let everyone else make a play. Fine. But Matt Lee did his job there from an evaluation perspective. Again, we're climbing. We're getting a 4. 4 is done. He is done with Matt Lee. He's having nightmares about him. Get off of me. So here's what you're going to see Florida State start to do in this game, by the way. Is at this point, Lee is having such a game that they're going to say, all right, you go this way, you go this way. Like, don't give Lee the opportunity to go and chip one of you guys and knock your block off before going to get in a linebacker. Just get this. Let's just vacate the middle of the field a little bit more. So watch the defensive tackles. They're going to start splitting more and really attacking the outside shoulders of the guards, not really giving Lee anyone to hit. And when Lee chooses, so Lee goes this way, we're going to blitz the linebacker from that side. Really going to make things tough on Miami now. But Lee still shuffle steps. Now get to number 4, Lee. Do your job. Get to 4, can you? He does. Now 4 is like, we did our job. I've done my, like, the scheme is working now. We are stopping you guys. And he's not wrong. Like, Florida State is starting to stop them pretty good. So let me go back to this. We're going to get another situation here. Matt Lee's going to have Braden Fisk over him, and then they're going to blitz that linebacker right into Lee. Really not give him a chance to even do what he does best, right? So watch Lee in the center there. They get up. They get to Fisk. They move Fisk together. But as soon as he pops up, this linebacker is just blitzing that gap. Best Matt Lee can do here is just drop his shoulders and get in there and try and get a hand on him. So they are really, Florida State has done a good job here. They have made their adjustments. They're going to now make it harder on our center. Here we go. Perfect example. Here's our first loss of the game. Until Miami wants to adjust now, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So the 44, you got a clear target here for Matt Lee, right? And instead, 44 goes outside. He's going to go around 73, and they're going to blitz a linebacker to replace 44, basically. Lee, I mean, this is tough. You got to climb off there and then get a hand. So you end up missing the 44. Now you're missing the linebacker who does a great job getting underneath you, working through you, knifing around, getting to that running back and making a big play. So this is our first loss for Matt Lee, I would say. We may have had a pressure earlier when Braden Fisk was knocking him backwards, but he did such a great job re-anchoring multiple times that from an evaluation perspective, I love that play. So now Matt Lee's going to get a chance to climb up and get a linebacker again, start feeling good about himself. Let's get out of our stance a little quicker. Again, we're sending the D-tackle away from him, making it harder on him. Now go up and get that linebacker. Anchor. Lock in, hands inside, right? Stay with him. Stay with him. Stay with him. Linebacker helps make the play, but right here. I'm going to highlight. Here's the guy he was blocking. Okay? This is Lee right here. That's Lee. So he did his work. He dug that linebacker out of there and dropped him to the ground. That's what you want to see. Sometimes it's not, it's clear to tell. So I want to make sure we knew what we were looking at there. And he's still over top of him too. I love it. I love the demeanor. You're telling me that was only 286? Right? No way. I bet he was playing at 305. Just the way he's carrying that. All right, we got to be in the fourth quarter now. Lee trying to pick up and help here as we've got passing situations for Miami. Yeah, we're doing they're trying to stunt with their defensive tackles. They do a good job of doing it. A little bit of chaos there. It's a total loss for the O-line for Miami. I think this is the next drive now. Releasing on a screen. He's got to go out and get number 8. Couldn't get out there. I want to know if he's supposed to get this first guy here. So blocks 0. Now release him. Can you get 15? No, 15's undercutting it. Next target. Can you get 8? And like he's moving. This is a defensive back. So watching him full speed as he tries to go run full speed here. He's moving. Play's blown up. Florida State is starting to really fire on defense here. They had a really good defense this year. Now we're going to see them struggle again. So we've got a few plays now as we're getting into this fourth quarter. They've taken 44 out, Florida State. They saw he's getting his butt kicked. They bring in this number 0 for Florida State. Now watch Matt Lee. He's out of a stance and boom, hitting him first, right? Look at the leverage. Look at the strike positioning. Look how quickly he's out there before he's guard. And now they're both going to try and walk 0 out of there. And you see Lee's off balance. 0 is dropping, flipping those hips, torquing both ways. I mean, he's doing a really good job on Lee there. So whatever 0 is, someone to keep an eye on, huh? Because he's going to struggle a little bit more. They're going to keep 0 in there a little bit more. 0 and 99 are the two guys. They take 44 out of there. We got a wide open play here. Missed to number 7. All right, Lee's calling out 15 as the mic. Does 15 come? Let's see. And so he opens up that way to protect. It ends up being number 10 coming. And now 15's coming across. So he ends up one-on-one with Braden Fisk. Just to be clear, I want to make sure I'm highlighting here. Right here in the middle, 55 versus 55. Keep your hands under. Look how his one hand's resetting as he's got one in the chest. Right hand gets knocked down. It's got to reset. Excuse me there. Let's watch it in full speed from this angle. Good job. I mean, if we could lead our receiver, it's probably a big play. They're sending the house. We hit the ref in the head, it looks like. That's right. I remember this play. Remember when we were watching Fisk. So get out there. Should he be helping and getting 55? Seems like they both had a bit of a delayed miscommunication there. And the ball hits the ref. Let's watch that in full speed without me stopping it because this is hilarious. Come on. He goes and gets the ball. You got to find the joy. All right, we got to pick up a blitzing linebacker, and oh my gosh. We got a touchdown. A long touchdown. What a throw. What a catch. I think the receiver thought he was going to get crushed. We're going to stop the evaluation of Matt Lee for a second. Let's focus on this receiver. Watch as this receiver right here thinks his safety's coming across, right? Doesn't it look like he slows up a little bit because he thinks he's going to get absolutely smoked? Let's watch it again. Yeah, he leans back and then just sticks a hand out there. That's awesome. What a play. What a play. Well, there's some luck involved, but I like luck. All right, so Matt Lee, see eyes as soon as he starts dropping back on 15. All right, can I get 15? 15's going to give him a shimmy inside because that's where the help is. Now let me go take the outside shoulder on Lee. Can Lee roll with him? And he does. Oh, gosh. What a catch. It's one of the best plays we've seen. Maybe the luckiest play we've seen. I mean, it's skill. It's cool. Why do I have to put any type of label on it? One of the coolest plays we've seen in all of our prospect watching this year. Oh, yikes. Okay. Lee's going to go all the way across to help out with Fisk. And then we got a rolling pocket, it looks like. Sprint right option type thing. Whatever. Nothing to evaluate there for Lee. I was going to say, does he see this blitzer coming from all the way from the outside? Or are they trying to tie up Lee's attention here? What's going on here? Okay, so 15 is going to go all the way across. Does the running back have him? Can you give me 0 and you go pick up 15 guard? Can we work that way? Or at that point, can Lee peel off? 15's the one who got underneath him and made that tackle right at the line. He's dipping around this guard now, isn't he? Oh, yeah, he is. That is a very nice play. $15 might be a maniac. I don't know if you're watching this next play. We're getting sidetracked. 15's blitzing again. Right here. Watch 15. He times this blitz very well. Watch him take the guard on. Okay, so we'll come back and get on Lee. Watch 15 for a second. Wham! Underneath. Oh my gosh. Look at where he hits 70. Under the chin, drives him backwards. A 15 might be a nut job. Let's go. I like it. Yeah, and Lee is struggling with zero. Zero is playing with really good leverage, length, and power. Very good base. You see him dancing over there. He's got a very good trunk on him. And try to get back to Lee here if he does anything. We haven't got anything in like the last quarter. There we go. Does he get this? It's like a 4th down quarterback keeper. All right, Lee's going to go get 44. His old friend 44 there. They've been kicking his butt all game. Maybe this guy just stinks. We'll push him out of there. Look how far he got him out. And now go. Can you go get 10? Too late. Quarterback's out there. 10 actually gets to the quarterback at some point here. Sometimes you can overblock that D tackle and it gets you out of position to get that linebacker. Pass pro. This guy's really not doing much, and we got a drop pass. 7. This quarterback's just rifling, huh? No touch. All right, he's got 0, 1-on-1. Ball's out. Lee again. Help with the defensive tackle. Go climb up and get 15, it looks like. And let's see here. Let's see how far does he knock 44 out of there. Not so much this time. And 15 just kept sliding to the outside and then jumping on the pile. I'm a big fan of this 15 over here. I think he was drafted in what? 5th or 6th round? If I remember correctly. Tatum Bethune. Can definitely blitz him, huh? Oh, he slips Lee here. 15 slips Lee here on the pass pro. Does Lee do just enough to let his running back help him out? So we got Bethune versus Lee right up the middle. No need to highlight it. He's going to blitz. Oh, he knocked that outside hand down. He is slippery. The running back goes and picks him up and levels him. Absolutely clears him. We got a catch. We got a conversion. We still got the ball. We still got the game here. Down by 7. 4th quarter. Clock ticking. We got some pass pro picking up here. You got to pick up Braden Fisk now, the 2nd round pick. Fisk is going to either he beats the guard very quickly. That's what I wanted to say. Yes, he does. And Matt Lee is there to pick him up very quickly. So watch center. Yep, good job. These are the things I saw with Fisk as well. He looks like he gets off balance even when he wins. Guys like that tend to be high pressure guys, not high sack guys. All right, we're getting Matt Lee out on the screen. Let's get contact. Let's see how fast he gets out. That's what we're looking for, not the result of the play. We're not judging results of the play. We're judging the individual and his skill set. Matt Lee, get out there. Get around Fisk and get out there. Like, he looks like an athlete. Look how he's turning and running. Those arms are moving. All right. No target down past the hashes into the numbers. So get on. What he wants to do here is he wants to get here and wall him off this way. So if we can have wall here, either guy cuts up or he cuts up here. So he needs to get in front before he can block. So he did. I mean, it's blurry, it's fast motion, but he does get in front and seals off. We're talking about right here. He did his job. You want to say I did my job, like when you're doing this stuff, but like you're selfish then, right? It's a team sport. Yikes. What happened there? All right, let's get focused on Lee. Do you get anyone here? You got Fisk, 1-on-1. Just absolutely locked him up. This is when I first originally said on Bengals on the Brain, who is that center? He's locking Fisk up. And Fisk can't do a thing. He can't get off of him. So we've seen some good run blocks, good space blocks, good climbing to the 2nd level. We've seen some good power. We've seen some good snap quickness, intelligence, strength, play strength. Here he is staying with 15 and Fisk end up both going between same gap here almost. So he's got a good leverage and posture on 15. He's got good hand placement there on him. Re-anchors and rebalances out in front of him. Now Fisk is trying to get back in there. Good rep for Matt Lee. Ooh, that was almost picked. I wonder if he could have tipped it back. And then their luck, 4 would have grabbed it and went to the house. Huh? We got an interception here. We've got pressure up the middle. They're going to send 15 again against Matt Lee, right up the middle. And he's going to go for the straight power. So he went hezzy step, power. Going to get that crown of that helmet right into your face, right into your chest plate, if you can. Sometimes it ends up right in your face mask a lot of the time. And then get underneath. After that, you're going to forklift him. Lead us just enough to stay with him and push instead of hold, right? No flags. Quarterback just loses his mind and ends the game. Good block by Matt Lee to end it, though. So that's Matt Lee, the center, 7th round pick out of Miami versus Florida State. And to be honest with you, most of his games look like this. You know, if we get bored in the offseason, maybe we'll watch some more. I suspect we won't get that bored. We've got a lot of content planned to get us geared up for the season. We've got OTAs later this month. And I was going to say we can watch another game. That thought kept going and I went left. But Matt Lee, 5th year senior, so he's got a little age on him, good athleticism, decent size. Does he have that guard size? Probably not. I do think, though, that because he did play guard originally at UCF and then transitioned to center, as typical interior offensive linemen do, he could probably do some of it in preseason. They'll probably ask him to do some of it in preseason because you want to be sure he can do that. But at the same time, I don't think when you've got a guy like Cody Ford as the primary backup, even Jackson Carman has played a lot of guard and tackle, you probably don't need a guy that can play guard as the backup center. You can keep Cody Ford to play every position in a pinch, and then Matt Lee to just backup center. And that gives you, plus Marius Mims, that gives you 8. You can keep 9 if you want to. Let that other guy be more of a natural guard. Maybe Jackson Kirkland, makes the team and stays healthy this year, guys like that. But you see why I like Matt Lee in this. I think you see a guy with some athleticism, intelligence, technique, play speed, play strength, run blocking, space blocking, power blocking. He grades out really high. If you get the First Star book that we did last year, and I've already just started working on some of the grades for the new players now, especially the rookies in the draft or the signed free agents, Matt Lee came out pretty high as the best backup offensive lineman other than Marius Mims. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of high. And I went back and watched a couple games before recording this, and I came out and I'm like, no, he's good. I think he's good. I'd plant my flag on it and say, like, Bengals, just don't cut him. Give him a year. Let's see what he develops into. Let's see what he does with opportunities down the line and see if he can develop into anything. I think at the very least, he is a Evan Brown level center who played for I think he was originally drafted by the Giants in the 6th round, was cut, picked up by the Lions, developed for a couple of years, ended up starting when Frank Ragnow went down. Played well, signed with the Seahawks, started last year for them. As quality, low-end starting center. At the very least, he's that. At the best, I don't see why he can't be Nick Hardwick from the San Diego Chargers, and a guy that was, used to keep his weight up at 290, 295 at best, lost it all when he was finished, but was a very, very good center. And some people have said, oh, Jason Kelce. Yeah, sure, maybe. But I mean, we're talking Hall of Fame best center of our lifetime. I don't think that. Nick Hardwick was a very, very good starter, though. And I think, that could be the high end of him. And is that high? Does that mean I'm super high on Matt Lee? It probably does. And that's fun. Let's be excited about these players. And this is someone that I am super excited about and can't wait to see him play in preseason and going forward. So this has been Bengals on the Brain, episode 83, presented by First Star Logistics. Till next time. Uday.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realized self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.